Hey, Michael.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. There's three ghost streams going on tonight.
Oh, wow. Pretty popular.
Cosmic Nana, George, he tells it like it is.
He does. Dude, you do. I had a really popular tweet that got retweeted a bunch that was inspired by your review.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
If
It
I
was
ever used Twitter, I would be able to.
it was downside to getting reviews from a high don. All the moves I thought were good were mistakes, and all my mistakes were mistakes. Hashtag I tried.
I- No, actually, for you, sometimes the moves that you thought were mistakes are good moves.
I know. Yep. Oh yeah.
I remember there was one where you're like, "This move is terrible. I shouldn't have played it." And I was like, "Oh, this is great move, very high level."
Oh, that's awesome.
This is the one that you just played on OGS.
Yes. This is like
Watch the end of that.
what?
Um, I watched towards the end of that one.
Dude, that like perfectly describes my problems against OGS players.
Okay. Yeah, I think you kind of beat yourself in this one.
Yeah.
Uh, can I see control?
Yep. Let me just move this out, and people on chat, let me know if the volumes are not equalized. I will do my best to get them equalized and get control. Yeah, this was just like I didn't know how to attack because like I couldn't attack and make points. At least I didn't. In the end, I was just trying to kill stuff, and it wasn't working.
Yeah.
There were just so many overplays happening. At least I felt they were overplays. They might have not
Okay.
been, but
Okay. Here I think you can be relatively satisfied with just one of the Kusumis and or just even jumping.
okay.
Um, the issue with this move is black's gonna extend, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you take the corner. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
this is not bad at all. This is still not bad. What? Okay. Well, you could just turn here. There's no need to try to kill the corner.
Yeah,
Just shape on the
I was
outside
trying
back
to
broken.
investigate the life and death options, and then yeah, I was going to do that once they were all gone. I knew it was alive, so I was just playing around.
Um. Uh. So like the problem with this is you have this weak. Oh, and he played it directly.
Yeah.
You have that weakness there. Um, in this particular shape because you're so strong, I almost feel like you should just go the other direction.
Mm.
We're not afraid of this, so there's no reason to try to capture that stun.
Oh, okay.
Um, but so like in this game, something I kind of want you to notice is that you're like, oh my God, I can't kill him. Like it didn't seem like I punished him very much, right?
Mm.
And he got my corner. Let's count Black's points in that corner. Well, actually, he needs to spend one more move. So he got 9 points. All right, it's actually 8 points. Sorry, because he can't connect there either. And then we'll give him 2 points here, because we'll assume that. Well, we can't even give him 2 points because it's not alive yet. You've gotten um like 6 points plus outside influence. Pretty
Sure.
strong.
But I did invest two stones there in the beginning, so this felt like he
You
shouldn't have been able to
invested
get this good of a
one
result.
in this local area. You could have definitely gotten a better result, yes.
Mm.
But this shouldn't feel too bad
Right.
because he still has a weak group. You can attack it.
Yeah.
Um, so you just Tanuki.
I didn't know how. Like it didn't feel like it felt like my attack would just make it stronger. Like how you were saying,
Well,
like don't try to like play against a thing and just like make it stronger for no reason. And that's what that
right.
felt
So
like
like
it was doing.
let's say here you add the M17 actually helps with your corner because, for example, um, like it makes your shape here a bit stronger. Like
Okay.
So for example, in dealing with this cut, so it does help a little bit. You're gaining a little bit there, and pretty much the only thing black can do is jump, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then if you want, you can worry about it later. The only reason this move is important because to here, black is almost completely alive, almost, not quite,
Mm-hmm.
and your corner is actually under a little bit of pressure.
Yeah.
So it's one of those one space extensions that's bigger than it looks.
Gotcha.
I probably would have extended because that's really big. But I guess this is. I would be worried about black trying this
Hmm.
because you can't fight this Ko.
No.
It's too big to. So if you it doesn't like
Yeah, I don't like that for white, really.
yeah. But oh wow, okay. Well, this is great then.
Yeah, this worked out
For
good.
this move, probably here, just because like when there's this attached, this is actually a vital point. When you see this shape with the black stone kind of wedged in there,
Oh,
this is a vital shape point of his. Like if you make the tiger's mouth, he can attack you.
wow. Okay.
Obviously, if you make this, so yeah, it's actually really hard for you to counterattack right now because he can come out.
Hmm.
This goes back to the other thing, an unpunished or improperly punished overplay is the Tetsuji, and
Yeah.
that's what happened here.
Yep.
Okay, no, this is good. This is a really big move. I think you should consider coming here because what black would turn, you would jump. And if we look at the natural order of things, this is going to get damaged.
Right.
You'd probably want to do this one.
Okay.
Because if you just do this one, and if, let's just say black decides to do this, he could just sack it.
Yeah.
Should just,
Yeah, I misread.
and then, I don't even know if black can live.
Wow. Yeah, I should have definitely just connected. I misread that completely.
And then, I think still, this is really big in terms of eye shape. And then here I would actually start just pressing.
Gotcha.
If he jumps, I'm going to cover. If he extends, now I jump.
Right.
And then he has to live this way. Yeah. So he lives. You jump. It's still not bad. He peeps and makes you stronger. And then you should just kill him.
I should have.
Because
It didn't feel big enough.
We talk about like attacking for profit. Don't try to kill. But the situation here is this isn't trying to kill. This is just flat out killing.
Yeah.
So one of the advices that I remember always receiving as a Q was like, oh, you shouldn't like try to kill all the time. You should attack for profit. And the thing about that is, if you can kill it.
Yeah.
The reason why people used to teach a lot, don't try to kill, attack for profit, is because those killing attempts at the Q level often were unreasonable.
Right.
This is flat out dead.
It didn't even feel big enough, though, even if I killed that. And he got another move on the bottom. Like, that didn't even feel big enough to
Let's do a quick count of points. Black has on the board. Let's see. What is that? 29. Oh, I can't do math. Jeez, this is the worst part.
38, 42.
42, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. We counted. Oh, you can count 8 now because of that exchange. 10 here. So you have 38 to, what's this? What did you
42.
say? 42? So with
Okay.
coming ahead.
That wasn't
And
bad.
then more importantly, look at how thick you are.
Yeah.
All right, if you just came in here, this isn't an invasion. You are attacking his 2 stones. Same thing. You're attacking his his group.
True.
And then this is also Sente against this group. So overall, like, if you just killed, you would have been a very comfortable and easy to play position. And then here's the last part. Your group's not yet alive.
Yeah.
So killing not only helps you make a lot of points, makes you thick, but it settles your group.
Right.
Oh, this is kind of a famous trick play.
Oh.
Just
Okay.
right here.
Yeah, I got tricked.
And the order is a little. Oh. Okay. Oh, I think I remember you showing on stream. Yeah, if you just play here, this.
Yeah, I
is,
should have just played there.
And then.
Yep. Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, this isn't as big. How did you feel about the game till here?
So, I felt the bottom was definitely scary. It didn't feel like. I think after all of the attempts, like everything that had happened, I was no longer confident in my ability. Like I sort of gave up on reading, trying to kill those 3 stones, because it didn't feel like I could do it just mentally. Like I felt like very mentally like defeated in terms of
Gotcha. That makes sense.
my ability to kill anything. So I was like, why bother trying? I'm just gonna try to reduce and like just try to profit from his running out. Yeah.
The bottom is 36 points, 9 points, 4 points, and now with this, 5 points. Okay, so right now we're in a situation where Black has 54 points.
Mm-hmm.
And you're looking at like, let's see, so 186. So we can't. All right, so okay. 09 is more or less dead right now. But so let's just count your territory outside of that area because that's in the hard area to decide how to count.
Yeah.
So you have 22 points. Plus coming, that's 28. And we said 54, right?
Yeah.
So 54 minus 28 is 26.
26.
Earlier we said that capturing like this was 20 points, right? But you got extra stones everywhere now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you play like a move like this, chances are like he's not going to be able to like run out or anything. And then the other thing is, if you come out here, or just this turn, or attach even, his 2 stones are isolated.
True.
So, actually, from the vantage point of this game, White's in a dominant position.
Wow. That's really cool.
Because you control the entire rest of the board, where all the rest of the moves will have to be played.
Huh.
Yeah. So again, like this is not like once again, if you just play a move around here,
Mm-hmm.
boom, this is like this is game over. So
But then I realized this didn't work because there was the cut.
okay, so let me show you something else. All right, so he cuts, right?
Yeah.
Actually, let's not make that exchange yet. This is Sente, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he captures that. So
Sure.
compared to before, he gets about 12 more points. So black is at around 65 points. All right. How does black come into that area?
Hmm.
You're about to get territory that looks something like this.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, this is just a monstrously sized area. I haven't counted it, but like let's just say like if black does this, and I'm counting like some reduction. Okay, so like let's say if simply played,
Mm-hmm.
um, this is this is 62 points.
Holy sh! That's amazing.
And then we have our 6 from before. And then we could probably count again 8 right there. Probably 1 point right here. Plus Comey. And you're winning by more than 10.
Wow. Gotta count.
Yeah, gotta count. So like you were
That's
feeling
really
defeated
interesting
in a
too.
position in which you were ahead.
That's so funny. It felt so not ahead.
Um, you gotta worry about the cut.
Yeah.
So if you play here, again, the game is still possible. This is almost losing a move.
Yeah.
Could he have killed you? If you didn't play that, let's see what you. You're unfortunately you're just responding to him.
The weird thing is, I didn't even look at those isolated 2 stones on the left. That wasn't even a consideration that I
Yeah,
could separate.
I can
those.
tell. Oh, this.
Everything was like completely focused on trying to somehow kill that big string that got away,
Right.
which was.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
To here, what can black do? Probably has to throw in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's just connect.
Sure.
Where does he play next?
I guess protect the cut.
Well, he's got your 2 stones in a target. He doesn't.
Oh, right. So he'd have to take them.
So would you say here?
Sure.
All right. Now he has to protect the cut, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does black have 2 eyes?
Oh God. That's hilarious.
Or if he just takes this way, same thing, right? Still not 2 eyes.
Wow.
So yeah, and then he comes here.
Then I finally think about it, but it was the wrong move to do it. So,
You can
well, that's
still cut
true.
it off.
I can still cut it off. Wow, this was such a mentally defeated game for me.
Yeah, I think you just got it into your mind. Like I remember seeing. I came in like a little bit after this, somewhere around like around this part, and
Mm.
looking at your face, you looked. It felt like you were on tilt.
Yeah, that's how it felt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and because I could, you were like kind of muttering and then just like clicking moves really fast.
Yep.
Um, so I mean that was the whole issue. But like we saw that like you felt defeated, like as early as here,
Yeah.
or like after this situation had happened. But with a little bit of difference, we saw that White was actually in could have taken complete control of the game a number of different times.
Mm-hmm.
So when you feel things aren't going your way, I really suggest like stepping back. And Kendall's teacher tells her to do this, and I think it's great advice. When you feel like you've made a mistake or like things aren't going well, take a step back, take a deep breath, count.
Yep.
What's the margin that I have to make up, and then how can I make it up?
Yep. Great advice. Yeah. I it's hard playing. It's such an unpleasant experience playing Tilted Go.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
but it's really educational when you can like get a and like I think I didn't even know really when I was trying to review it myself. I didn't know what to do because everything I was thinking about was like focused on how I could have killed the thing that didn't die instead of like
You get caught up on mistakes that I played a game on Taijim today. It was horrible because I felt that I like misplayed an invasion, and I did misplay an invasion. Um, and I like could not stop thinking about it the entire game. I mean, I won the
mm,
game eventually because Taijim 6 dans tend to not have very good Yosei, but it gets if you can't get over your mistake, then it's just gonna create a chain reaction of mistakes.
yep. Thanks so much. Yeah, this was great. This was like the perfect game to have reviewed. And a lot of my games, for some reason, um, I wonder why I don't usually feel this tilted on Taijam. But like this, I feel this a lot.
It's
For no reason.
because you've gotten it into your mindset maybe like OGS is hard for me.
Yeah,
And if you
that's got
think
to
that,
be it.
it's gonna be hard for you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like it doesn't matter if your opponent is Lee Sedol. You just gotta treat it like a game of Go.
Yep.
And
Yep.
then
Yep.
the other things is why is counting so important? And it's because like I really like saying this, but living groups have no meaning if you're gonna lose on points.
Mm.
So if the game situation calls for you to desperately overplay in order to try to win, then you should.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if we look at professional games, a lot of professional games that end in resignation are because like they counted that they were 2 points behind at a certain stage of Yosei and they didn't feel confident that they could overturn it in small Yosei, so they overplayed massively to try to turn it around. And then when that failed, they resigned.
Wow.
Because like
Yeah.
2 points, 50 points, it's all the same.
Mm-hmm. For them, 2 points is like 20 points.
No, I mean I think 2 points for any of us is 2 points, right? It's a margin of victory or defeat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so and then like especially in teaching games, once when the ability to win or lose a game becomes out of reach, then all the moves become meaningless
Mm-hmm.
because since none of the moves can affect victory or defeat, there's nothing to talk about.
Yeah. Yep.
Um,
Oh, and also Cosmic Nana, that's awesome. Hello, Anti Mimi. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, no, Arimi Mimi. That's a mouthful, Arimi Mimi. But welcome to the stream. Welcome to Go. Just having my game reviewed by
oh
George
wow,
right now.
that is pretty awesome. So I'm guessing Arimi does Arimi Mimi also play Go?
I think so. I believe. But yeah, thanks so much. Yeah, that was awesome because it's really nice to know when I have a control of the game or like I'm playing a good game for
Yeah.
sure. Because I was playing moves, I was trying to play in such a way that gave me an advantage, but I didn't for some reason I didn't see how much of an advantage I had
Right.
for some reason.
Yeah. I tend to have the like exact opposite problem with you. If like a sequence happens and I'm like, oh, 2 point benefit, good enough. Like that's my attitude like a lot of the time, and it leads to games that are close that perhaps shouldn't have been close.
mm,
It's something that I need to fix to be able to like get over the hurdle to the next level. It's actually quite frustrating in my go, uh,
mm,
but there's the danger of that as well.
yeah, yeah. It's also
Um,
difficult to think about like um, when like that line between attacking and like overplaying, right? And then like being too passive. And then that style
so
choice, right? And there's so many ways to play Go. Like
it
there's so many
boils down
moves in a
to
given situation that are good for the most part.
it boils down to reading
Yeah.
actually in the mid game. Oh, excuse me. In the mid game, um, the general professional advice for you is to play the most severe move that you can read out accurately.
Mm,
Now that's going to differ for a lot of different people because of different reading ability.
yeah.
Um, but like a 10 point lead can like at a Q level, a 10 point lead can disappear in a flash.
Oh yeah. Totally.
Um, Even at a higher level, like even at my level, I have blown some games that I thought I could not lose at stages where I thought I could not lose.
Mm,
Just
yeah.
because like get a hallucination and a 5 point mistake later, I'm losing by 1.5. And I'm like, what?
Yep.
Um, so
So, but to
you,
me, severe, right? Like that advice implies you should always be looking for a way to play like aggro. But there's a lot of players that play very defensively and very, flowy, not attacky. But and like it works for
well,
them, right?
so that's a misconception of what the word, uh, um, what you call it,
Severe.
severe means. So we don't tend to think about territory as a very severe way of playing, but what white has done is actually a very severe strategy.
Hmm.
White is saying here in this game position, I'm going to take all the points. Go ahead, make your Moyo. Do you think it'll be enough? Like both players are playing quite severely in this game. White's saying, I don't care what you do. I'm just going to grab points like it's the only thing on this planet. And I'm going to see if you can handle that.
Mm-hmm.
And Black says, go ahead and grab all the points you want. My Moyo is going to cover the board. Let's see how you deal with that.
Right.
And both of them aren't attacking or anything, but their approach to how they're playing is very severe.
Hmm. Interesting.
We want to think about severe as like an extreme of a strategy. It's not wishy-washy. If I'm going to attack you, I'm going to attack you with the most severe move. If I'm going to develop fast, I'm going to make sure I'm getting all the big points on across the board. If I'm going to just take territory, I'm going to give you whatever influence you want, and I'm going to grab those points. If I want to make a huge Moyo, you bet my Moyo is going to be huge, and I don't care how many points you get, and so forth. Um,
That makes so much more sense. Oh, that makes an unbelievable amount of sense.
yeah. Now, there are of course top players like Lee Chang Ho changed how Go was thought of because of how non-severe, if you will, his play was.
Hmm.
Like, like famously, like there's a whole ton of what I like to call Lee Chang Ho Josekis that he came up with. So I'm sure you've seen this Kobayashi shape before, right?
Mm.
And it usually leads to this.
Yeah.
I think now this is. I think now the popular way is this. But anyways, this aside. So Lee Chan-ho was like, "Oh, you want to get into a local fight and then build a moil? Nope. Uh, I'm just gonna let you have what you want. Go ahead. Like, take it. I'll take a local loss." Like that's
That's so interesting.
there's I'm sure you've seen this Joseki, right?
Mm. And then White would, yeah. And then Hane in the outside. Yep.
Right. I don't know if you've seen this.
Yeah, I've seen that once
And
or
then
twice.
with the black ladder, see since the opposite corner is blacks, black can play this one, and it leads to a ladder breaker in a local fight.
Okay.
And Lee Chan Ho is like, don't like that. Take a big corner. I'm fine with it. I'm settled.
That's so funny.
There's a ton of these that, and I don't really know how to like explain them that well actually.
So
Like
is
there's
his
this one.
strategy to like is he just really good at endgame and like or like middle game
Yeah.
and he just
So
doesn't
I
care
don't know
about
if
the
you've
open?
seen this. Some pros for a while. This was really severe for a while, right? Because if white just gives here black seals, and we can see the overall result is a little bit better for black
Mm.
because black stones are facing the rest of the board. So Lee Chun Ho is like not gonna give you the chance. Pretty much, you just make two space extensions everywhere.
That's so
Um,
funny.
but in terms of styles, especially as amateurs, if you're not in a tournament game, I think we should always strive to play the most severe that we can
Mm-hmm.
because that's how we're gonna improve. We're
Yeah,
pushing our go to the limits.
it's a good point.
Now, if you can't read it out, then that's different.
Yeah.
Don't play a move that you absolutely can't read out and be like, "I was trying to be severe," and it's like you were seeking death.
Yeah.
So reading is a heavy part of it.
Yeah, and I think a lot of us forget too that Go is a long game.
Yeah.
It takes so far into the game, especially at the amateur level, to decisively win. Because the other person can always raise the stakes of the game to keep himself in the game by like overplaying or what have you.
Yeah.
So yeah, getting demoralized after the opening is done is definitely not a good thing to get into the habit of doing, because so much can happen.
Yeah, if you look at the Lisido Guli Chubanga, I don't know if you had started playing back when that happened. I don't think you did.
No.
But so back in the late 2000s, early 2010s, Guli was the number one player in China,
Mm-hmm.
and for a while the number one player in the world. Like by 2010, he had in the span of like 4 years won 7 world championships. Was undefeated when playing in a final of a championship.
Jeez.
A dominant player,
Yeah.
and his great rival was Isidol. And even though Guli has not been in peak form in the last 4 years or so, him and Isidol, I think, have like their win-loss record is like 24-23 in favor of Isidol. So like even after his huge slump, they're still very tight against each other. And they had this Jubongo, which Lisidol won very one-sidedly. Jubongo being a 10-game series, and Lisidol won it 6-2.
Whoa, is that what Relentless is about?
Yeah, that's what Relentless is.
Yeah, I remember the time.
And it's actually a very one-sided series. But in those 8 games, in 7 of them, Guli had a clear Fuseki lead.
That's funny.
If Fuseki determined everything, then Guli wouldn't lose. Like his Fuseki is considered one of the best in the world. Lee Sido is not as confident in his Fuseki. For example, the number one rated player in the world currently, Kujie,
Hmm.
Kujie, is known for having a bad Fuseki.
Yeah,
Um,
the middle game's where all the magic happens.
I mean, it's not to say that Fuseki isn't important. It's a lot easier, obviously, on
Right.
you. You could get a lead in the Fuseki or play well in the Fuseki,
Yeah.
but it's to show that even at the professional level, like there's still a lot of stuff that can happen.
Yeah, that's true. Nice. So actually, so when is Makito? I think he said around 10:30 he would be ready to team up, and we're gonna try to play a 3 Don. We're gonna try to play
Mm.
Seth and see how we can do. Um, would you be down for just like a quick like blitzish sort of game to kill the time till 10:30?
I was actually going to show you a game
Oh, cool. Yeah, let's
that I
do it.
think it would benefit you to look at. Not because there's anything particular like deep or profound in this game, but because of just what happened.
Mm. Yeah, let's do it.
Um, this is I think I may have briefly mentioned this game to you before. Um, Hold on one second. I actually have to pull it up because I don't remember the game. It wasn't a game that I studied very much in depth, because
Mm.
I didn't feel like I got much out of it. I'm trying to see if this is the game. Nope. One second.
That's fine. I saw this YouTube video. Oh, I forget the channel. Sunday Go Lessons.
No, the Jonathan Hops channel.
Yeah, it was an old recording of a 2015 game tournament Blitz Pro tournament game. Cho Chikun versus some like newbie pro at the time, which was really
Oh,
cool.
I've seen that one.
Yeah. Blitz Pro games are really cool because their moves are a lot. Well, maybe it's the announcers that help too, but it feels like their moves are easier to understand because they don't have enough time to read as deeply.
It's not. So like, there's a big difference between like 10 second. Like for a pro, it's very. So like somebody once asked like, why do pros not play quick games with amateurs? And it's because the level of experience, amateur like there's just no comparison. It doesn't matter how strong the amateur is.
Mm.
Like, oh, oops, I always do this now. Which one is showing up? Oh, really?
Oh, this is the game?
Yeah, this is a 2013 game. Park Kyung-hun, who I think, at least among people that I know, he's not as famous. He was one of the top 5 players in Korea for a long time. He's actually nicknamed the God of Calculation in Korea,
Huh.
and his in-game is probably, since Lee Chang-ho has declined, his in-game is probably considered the best in Korea.
Wow.
He's very peaceful player, likes to keep things steady, and then he'll win in the end game. And keep in mind, when pros play steady, like it's the difference between the steady and the severe is very small.
Right.
A lot of the times when I see amateur players like, oh, I can just play calmly, I'm like, no, that's not calmly, that's passive, and you're giving up a lot of points.
Yeah. It's so hard to know, especially without that experience, what's...
Yeah.
Oh. Interesting. Okay.
But
Yeah, those
white's
stones
captured,
aren't actually...
so you can't fight anymore there.
Yeah.
And then as for Chen Yao-ye is famous as somebody who's incredibly good at sabaki. He'll have weak group. His opponent makes a preparation move against it. He tenukis. Opponent starts attacking. He tenukis again. Opponent follows up, and he still lives. And both of these players have won world championships before. I don't know about Park in Korea, but I know Chen Yaoye has at least once or twice held the #1 position in China.
Hmm. White looks really dead.
White is dead.
Oh.
All right. If I were to tell you that black would live right here and right here, do you think white has a chance?
Like, not at all. Like that. I would never say that. It probably does, because that's probably why you're showing it to me. But
Yeah. So this turns out to be a 1.5-point game that white only lost because white made a slack move in Oyose because he misread a situation.
that's unbelievable.
And black lives comfortably in both A and B.
And white's stones are still dead.
Yeah, white stones do not ever come back to life. The 4 stones in the middle also get swallowed up.
What? That's amazing.
So I think the reason I like showing this game is particularly like we have this idea of like something died, therefore like I should win or I should lose. And in actuality, it's quite often not that case.
Mm-hmm.
Because if in a top pro game, something this big on this massive of a scale could die, and white could still hang in the game, like it makes me not ever feel bad for continuing my own games.
Yeah.
Now the scale of which we die is often a lot worse.
This is pretty bad.
Well, does it affect the rest of the board? It doesn't affect the rest of the board.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
White actually got these 2 moves, which is pretty big Sinteyose.
Mm.
Black's only stones that somewhat affect the rest of the board are here, and white has forcing moves against that, all of those. Right. So this is, in a sense, similar to your game, because white controls the remaining area of the board that the game is going to be played in.
Yeah.
And then also, like, so black's probably not going to invade on top, right?
Yeah, no, probably not.
Because it's going to be a little risky to do so. So that's 48 points on top already. 12 points right there. This kill is like 70 or so points. But if I show you this count now, it doesn't feel like black's lead is that massive, does it?
No, now that you gave me the numbers, if black's kill was 70 plus Comey for white, that's white almost made it up.
Yeah.
Wow.
So appearances can be very deceiving.